Members, good afternoon. It's the appointed time and we have a quorum. I call to order the meeting. Agenda item 1, matters arising. Report on the meeting with the Chief Secretary for Administration. Chief Secretary said on the 26th of March, LegCo members were arranged to visit the Hung Shui Kiu Ha-Chun New Development Area. After that, the administration on the 9th of April organized another visit to NM, that is the Hong Kong Park of Hetao Shenzhen Hong Kong Science and Technology Innovation Cooperation Zone, so that members could learn about the latest development of the park. Secretary was glad that apart from learning about the park's overall planning, industrial layout and investment promotion progress, members visited the talent departments and exchanged views with the administration on how to facilitate cross-boundary flow of personnel through the dedicated legislation for NM. Secretary hopes members will continue to support the administration in its consultation and legislative work to jointly promote the development of NM. Also, Secretary said the administration attached great importance to this week's second budget meeting held at LegCo, as well as members' views on the budget measures. Directors of Bureau took turns attending the meeting and listened to members' suggestions. Secretary also said the war leads to a surge in energy prices around the world. Industries dependent on diesel face immediate pressure from rising operating costs. To provide to affected industries subsidies to cope with the short-term impact, the Chief Executive directed the establishment of the Working Group on Public Transport Service Special Applications, which is led by the Financial Secretary. The Working Group has proposed 4 temporary and targeted measures. One of them is the provision of a $3 subsidy per litre of diesel for 2 months. Secretary thanks LegCo for making the arrangement in a short time. The Finance Committee held a meeting on the 10th of April to discuss and approve the above measure. This helps support diesel-powered public and commercial vehicles, vessels, and related industries by relieving the impact of soaring fuel prices on their operating costs and their pressure to raise prices. Agenda item 2, business for the Council meeting to be held next Wednesday on the 29th of April. Next week's Council meeting is the 3rd budget meeting. The agenda includes the following: 1. Written questions. 2. Resumption of the second reading debate on a government bill, that is the Appropriation Bill 2026. Government officials will respond to the views raised by members at the Council meeting this week. Then there will be the second and third readings of the bill, and then the bill will be put to vote. Apart from the above items, Report number 81, 2026 of the House Committee on Consideration of Subsidiary Legislation and Other Instruments will be tabled in the Council. The report covers 1 subsidiary legislation for which the amendment period will expire on the day of the Council meeting. No members indicated that they wish to speak on the subsidiary legislation. Agenda item 3 of today's meeting. Business for the Council meeting of the 6th of May 2026. A. Questions. The list of members given question slots has been uploaded to the LegCo website. B. Government Bill. First reading and second reading. Debate to be adjourned. The Secretariat has not received any notice yet. C. Government Motion. The Secretariat has not received any notice yet. D. Members' motions. 1. Professor William Wong's motion on empowering all industries through AI+ to promote the development of digital economy and smart society. 2. Mr. Jonathan Leung's motion on promoting tourism plus catering. The wording of these 2 motions has been uploaded to the LegCo website. The deadline for members to give any notice of amendment is Tuesday, the 28th of April. Agenda item 4, reports of bills committees and subcommittees. There are 4 reports today. First report. Report of the Bills Committee on Inland Revenue Amendment Tax Concessions, Concessionary Deduction and Allowances Bill 2026. Please refer to LC paper CB bracket 335422026. Reverend Peter Kuhn, please. The bill seeks to amend Cap 112 Inland Revenue Ordinance. It is to give effect to the budget measures proposed in Policy Address 2025 and Budget 2026-27. It covers enhancing the various tax allowances for dependent children as well as elderly care services deduction. Members expressed various views on this. This includes extending the additional child allowances with newborns from 1 year to 2 years, as well as enhancing the tax deduction for child allowances to encourage childbirth. This is, they also questioned whether they will be effective. Also, members suggested that the administration consider expanding the application scope of dependent parent allowances as well as grandparent allowances to the GBA. Also, they suggested abolishing the distinction between residing and not residing with categories of the tax. The relevant details are included in the report. The Bills Committee has already completed the scrutiny of the bill, and the second reading debate will be resumed on the Council meeting of the 13th of May, and the Bills Committee nor the administration proposed any amendments. Thank you, Reverend Peter Kuhn. If members do not have any objection, the second reading debate of this bill will resume at the Council meeting of the 13th of May. The deadline for members to give any notice of amendment is Monday, the 4th of May. Second report of the Subcommittee on Rating Exemption Order 2026, CB bracket 3353/2026. Now I invite the chairman of the subcommittee to give us a report. Mr. Dennis Leung, please. Chairman, Rating Exemption Order 2026 seeks to implement the proposed measures in 2026-2027 budget. That is, domestic and non-domestic units will be exempted from paying rents for the first 2 quarters, subject to a cap of $500 each quarter. The subcommittee held one meeting. Members suggested that the administration should consider exempting the rates for elderly persons that own one property for self-occupation, as well as those who have joined the reverse mortgage program to alleviate their financial burden. The administration explained that this would require the introduction of a means-tested mechanism, and this would affect the current simple, transparent, and easy-to-understand tax regime. Therefore, the government has no plan to introduce the vetting mechanism. Members also suggested that the government should, through population census as well as other statistical surveys, collect information about elderly persons for formulating long-term tax measures. The subcommittee has already completed the scrutiny of this order, and there are no objections raised by the subcommittee. The relevant details are set out in the report for members' reference. Thank you.
Thank you. The third report. Report of the Subcommittee on Food Business Amendment Regulation 2026. Paper number CB bracket 3511/2026. Ms. Rebecca Chan, Chair of the Subcommittee, will deliver the report. Thank you, Chair. The Food Business Amendment Regulation 2026 seeks to introduce a licensing mechanism to allow restaurant operators to let dogs onto their food premises. The subcommittee held 2 meetings with the administration and invited written views from the public. Members deliberated on a number of matters, including the regulatory framework of allowing dogs onto food premises, handling of non-compliance, operational arrangements by restaurant operators, as well as publicity and staff training. The subcommittee also put forward a number of views. The subcommittee notes that the administration will roll out the new initiative under a small step approach. In the first phase, close to 500 to 1,000 quotas will be provided. That's 3 to 5% of all restaurants. Interested restaurant operators may submit applications, and members of the public will be given a choice whether to patronize these restaurants. Members hope that the administration will maintain close communication with the sector so as to gauge the implementation as well as public feedback and adjust the implementation details if when necessary. Members also agree that the new initiative will help promote pet inclusive culture and tap new business opportunities for the sector and the local community. The subcommittee has completed its scrutiny work. It has no objection to the amendment regulation. Neither the subcommittee nor the administration will move amendment to the amendment regulation. Details can be found in the subcommittee's report. Right, members are invited to note the above reports. Let me remind members that for the two items scrutinized by the two subcommittees, the amendment period will expire at the council meeting of the 6th of May, and if members wish to make an amendment, please do so before the give notice before the deadline. That's the 28th of April, Tuesday. Fourth report of the subcommittee on proposed resolution under section 3(1) of the Loans Ordinance, LC paper number CB bracket 1402/2026. Dr. Junice Ho, as that's Deputy Chair, as Chair of the subcommittee, will deliver the report. Thank you, Chair. This proposed resolution seeks legislative approval to raise the government's borrowing ceiling from $500 billion to $900 billion for the purposes of the Capital Works Reserve Fund. The subcommittee held one meeting with the administration and invited written submissions from the public. Members, in general, support increasing the borrowing ceiling for the infrastructure bond program and the government sustainable bond program so as to create room for greater scope of future bond issuances. Members deliberated on a number of areas, including the rationale for raising the borrowing ceiling, expenditure, financing arrangement, and economic benefits, as well as the government's commitment and impact on Hong Kong's credit ratings, participation by investors, as well as the oversight. The subcommittee has completed the scrutiny work. Neither the subcommittee nor the administration will move amendment to the proposed resolution. The administration intends to move the proposed resolution at the council meeting of the 13th of May. The subcommittee has no objection. Details of the deliberations can be found in the subcommittee's report. Thank you, Deputy Chair. Members are invited to note this report. I want to remind members that the administration plans to move the proposed resolution at the council meeting of the 13th of May. If any member wishes to make an amendment, please give notice before the 6th of May. That's Wednesday. Item 5, position on bills, committees and subcommittees. LC paper number CB bracket 2512/2026. As of 23rd of April, Thursday, there are 3 bills committees, 8 subcommittees set up under the House Committee, and 4 subcommittees set up under panels in action. Item 6, any other business? There is nothing under this item, so the next House Committee meeting will be held on the 8th of May. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.